Silence creates space. And when you're no longer telling her what you feel, what you are thinking, or what you're going to do next, she has to interpret that space herself. Of course, every woman is different. Silence will not create the same reaction in everyone, but when someone is used to your attention and that attention suddenly becomes quiet, the change can create curiosity, uncertainty, reflection, and sometimes even fear of losing the connection. Here are 5 things she feels when you become silent. Comment: silence is power. Number 1. She notices the change. The first thing she notices is not your silence itself, but the sudden change in access to you. Because yesterday she could expect your message, your explanation, your attention, your effort, and your willingness to repair every uncomfortable moment. But today, there is space where all of that used to be. And that space forces her to notice how much of the connection you are carrying. You know the situation. She gives you a cold reply, leaves your message sitting there, becomes distant for no clear reason, or speaks to you like your effort is expected instead of appreciated, and your first instinct is to fix the mood because you care about her. But every time you rush in to repair what she helped damage, you teach her something dangerous. She can reduce her effort while yours increases. That is where silence changes the dynamic. You are not punishing her, manipulating her, or pretending you do not care. You simply refuse to reward poor treatment with greater effort. If she becomes distant, you give her room. If she becomes disrespectful, you do not write an essay explaining why basic respect matters. If she takes hours or days to respond while expecting instant access to you, you stop organizing your life around her phone. This is discipline. You separate what you control from what you do not control. You cannot control whether she values you, whether she replies, whether she chooses another direction, or whether she understands what she's losing. But you control your attention, your standards, your reactions, and the life you build after she shows you who she is. That is where your power returns. She notices because the man who used to panic over distance is no longer trying to close every gap she creates. The man who used to explain himself repeatedly now says what needs to be said once and lets actions reveal the truth. She can call you cold, changed, difficult, or proud, but a woman does not get unlimited emotional access to a man while giving him uncertainty in return. That is not love. That is an imbalance, and the longer you accept it, the more normal it becomes. Look at your own life carefully. How much sleep have you lost because her energy changed? How often have you checked your phone hoping her name appears? How many times have you ignored your work, training, friends, goals, or peace because you're trying to understand why she suddenly acts differently? This is the moment to turn that pain into information. Her behavior tells you where she stands, and your job is not to force a different answer from her. Your job is to respond with dignity. Put the phone down, finish your work, train your body, handle your responsibilities. Spend time with people who respect your presence. Build something that exists, whether she texts you or not. When you do this consistently, silence stops being something you use on her and becomes evidence that you have control over yourself. She notices that change because your attention is no longer automatic. If she wants closeness, she now has to participate in creating it. If she wants your time, she has to respect it. If she wants a place in your life, her actions have to match her words. And if she refuses, you receive something more valuable than temporary attention. You receive the truth. That truth can hurt, but it also frees you from spending another year trying to earn what should exist naturally between two people. Your silence says that you are willing to lose a connection before you lose yourself inside it. And once you truly live that way, your whole life begins to change because you stop measuring your worth by how warmly one woman treats you and start measuring yourself by the standards you keep when nobody is giving you reassurance. Number 2, she starts to wonder. Once she realizes that your old pattern is gone, questions begin to replace certainty, because she can no longer assume that one cold message from her will make you send 3 warmer ones, that pulling away will make you prove yourself harder, or that treating your presence casually still guarantees your loyalty. She starts wondering what changed, because she no longer receives constant evidence that she remains at the center of your attention. She will wonder whether you are busy, whether your priorities changed, whether you finally noticed the imbalance, whether you are becoming comfortable without her, and, most importantly, whether the version of you who tolerated everything is gone. This is exactly where men destroy their own progress, by becoming uncomfortable with the silence and rushing back to explain it. Do not do that. You do not need to announce that you are focusing on yourself. You do not need a dramatic goodbye. You do not need to post indirect messages hoping she sees them. You simply live differently. Your discipline becomes visible through consistency, not performance. You wake up with something important to do. You protect your time. You build your body, money, skills, friendships, purpose, and peace. You become harder to distract because your life contains goals bigger than waiting for one woman's attention. This matters because if her silence can ruin your entire day, she has too much control over your inner life, and no relationship becomes healthy when one person controls the emotional temperature of the other. Ask yourself a difficult question. When did her attention become proof that you are enough? Maybe you start checking whether she watched your story. Maybe you reread old messages looking for the exact moment her tone changed. Maybe you compare how quickly she replied before with how slowly she replies now. Maybe she gives you just enough warmth to keep you interested, then becomes distant again when she sees that you are emotionally invested. That pattern keeps a man trapped because he starts working for small pieces of attention that once came naturally. Your silence breaks that cycle because you stop reacting to every rise and fall in her behavior. If she's warm, you enjoy the conversation without losing your center. If she is cold, you do not collapse. If she disappears, you continue moving. If she returns, you judge her by consistency instead of excitement. This is where wisdom enters your relationships. You stop judging women only by what they say in emotional moments and start studying repeated behavior. Words can promise anything, patterns reveal priorities. If she tells you that you matter, but repeatedly treats you like an option, believe the pattern. If she says she is busy but somehow finds time for everything except giving you basic effort, notice that. If she only becomes interested when you pull away, do not instantly reward that interest by returning to the same old position. Let consistency prove intention. This is not revenge against her, it is protection for you. A woman who genuinely values the connection will not need endless games to show basic care. And a woman who only values your attention when it disappears gives you important information about what she actually wants from you. Either answer helps you. That is why your silence becomes useful. It gives reality enough room to expose itself. Instead of asking, "How do I make her think about me?" ask, "Why am I giving so much mental space to someone whose actions leave me confused?" That question changes everything, because now the focus returns to the only life you truly control, your own. Let her wonder while you work. Let her think while you grow. Let her decide what she wants while you decide what you will accept. If she comes closer with genuine effort, you remain grounded and watch whether that effort lasts. If she stays distant, you keep moving without begging for an explanation. Either way, you are no longer trapped in uncertainty because your future is not waiting inside her next message. Your future is being built every day you choose discipline over impulse, standards over temporary attention, and self-command over the need to be chosen. And if these questions are forcing you to look at your relationships, your standards, and the amount of power you give away for a woman's attention, the Stoic relationship blueprint was created for men ready to change that. Packed with timeless Stoic principles that help you control your emotions, protect your self-respect, understand relationship dynamics, and start transforming the way you live immediately. It's also available as an audiobook, so you can listen to this life-changing knowledge while taking a walk, jogging, training, or simply clearing your head. And once it's yours, it stays yours, giving you something powerful to return to whenever confusion, weakness, or old patterns try to pull you back. The link is waiting in the comments. And if you're serious about becoming the man who no longer needs a woman's attention to know his value, this is knowledge you can carry with you for life. Number 3, she feels your absence. Your absence becomes real when she reaches for the attention she once received without thinking and discovers that it is no longer waiting for her on demand. Because when you are always the first to text, the first to check in, the first to ask what is wrong, the first to repair tension, and the first to make sure she's okay, after she gives you cold energy, your presence slowly becomes something she expects instead of something she appreciates. That is the painful part men rarely want to admit. You can give so much that your effort becomes invisible. She gets used to you being there regardless of how she behaves, so she has no reason to question whether her actions are pushing you away. She can leave you on red, return hours later with a dry answer, cancel plans without much concern, give you affection when it suits her, then become distant when you want clarity, because somewhere inside the dynamic, she believes you will remain available. Then you become silent, and suddenly the pattern she depends on is gone. She checks her phone, and your name is not there. She notices you are not asking where she is. She realizes you are not trying to fix the mood she created. She posts something and waits to see whether you react, but you are busy living. This is where your absence starts creating questions that another paragraph from you never could. Understand this clearly. The goal is not to make her suffer. The goal is to stop making yourself suffer just to keep her comfortable. There is a huge difference. Silence becomes powerful when it comes from acceptance rather than strategy. You accept that you cannot force a woman to value you, and you stop wasting your strength trying to control what exists inside her mind. You control what belongs to you. Your response, your time, your attention, your standards, your body, your work, your money, your purpose, and the direction of your life. This is where you turn the entire situation in your favor, because instead of sitting at home staring at your phone and wondering whether she misses you, you ask a harder question. What has this situation exposed about me? Why does one woman's distance have enough power to destroy my focus? Why am I giving someone priority when her actions keep placing me somewhere near the bottom of hers? Why am I afraid of losing a connection that keeps costing me peace? Those questions hurt, but they also wake you up. Her absence from your day creates room for you to return to yourself. Take the hour you spend thinking about her and put it into training. Take the energy you spend checking her social media and put it into your work. Take the money you spend trying to impress someone who gives little back and invest it into your future. Take the nights you spend waiting for a message and use them to build a skill that changes your income, your confidence, or your options. This is how pain becomes fuel without turning you bitter. You do not hate her. You simply stop making excuses for behavior that drains you. If she cares, she will eventually notice that your attention is no longer guaranteed, and she will have a choice: bring genuine effort or accept the distance. If she only returns because she misses being wanted, you do not confuse that with love. Watch what she does after she gets your attention again. Does she become consistent, respectful and clear, or does she become warm just long enough to make sure you are still available before going cold again? That distinction protects you from repeating the same cycle. A few sweet messages do not erase months of inconsistency. One emotional conversation does not prove change. Let time expose intention. This is where discipline protects your heart better than hope ever can. You stop falling in love with potential and start responding to reality. If she shows up, you observe. If she disappears, you continue. If she respects your boundaries, you notice. If she tests them, you enforce them without anger. Your silence is not begging her to return. It is giving both of you enough space to reveal the truths. And here is what changes inside you when you stay with that discipline. Eventually, the question is no longer whether she misses you. You begin asking whether the life you are building even has room for someone who only recognizes your value after losing access to it. That is a completely different level of self-respect. You're no longer sitting in emotional darkness hoping she chooses you. You're choosing the standards by which anyone gets close to you. She can miss your attention, your support, your humor, your loyalty, your presence, and the way you once made her a priority. But missing those things doesn't automatically qualify her to receive them again. Access to you comes with responsibility. If she wants your presence, she must bring a presence worth receiving. If she wants loyalty, she must live with loyalty. If she wants consistency, she must give consistency. And if she cannot, your absence becomes permanent, not because you are trying to teach her a lesson, but because you finally learn yours. Number 4. She questions her place. When your silence continues and you do not break simply because she becomes distant, she starts questioning the position she once believed was secure. Because before this shift, she knows exactly how much influence she has over your attention. She becomes cold, and you ask what is wrong. She pulls away and you move closer. She gives less, and you work harder. She takes hours to answer, and you reply within seconds. And every one of those reactions tells her that regardless of how uncertain she makes the connection, you remain emotionally available. Then one day that certainty disappears. You are not rude. You are not posting bitter messages. You are not trying to make her jealous. You simply stop performing for a place in her life. Now she has to confront a question she never needs to ask. While you are constantly proving yourself, do I still have the same place in his life? That question matters because certainty changes behavior. When someone believes your attention is guaranteed, effort can fall. When access has standards, actions suddenly matter again. This doesn't mean every woman plays games, and it does not mean you treat women with suspicion. It means you stop giving relationship-level devotion to a woman whose behavior gives you uncertainty. Men get trapped here because they confuse patience with endless tolerance. You tell yourself she is stressed, busy, confused, healing, afraid, or going through something, and sometimes those explanations are true. But there comes a point where understanding her circumstances becomes an excuse for ignoring your own reality. You are the one lying awake. You are the one wondering why the warmth disappears. You are the one trying to decode a woman who could simply communicate clearly if keeping the connection mattered enough to her. Compassion doesn't require self-abandonment. You can understand her and still decide that her behavior is unacceptable for your life. That is maturity. Your silence gives you the space to make that decision without emotion controlling every move. Instead of reacting immediately, you observe. Instead of believing promises, you watch patterns. Instead of asking her repeatedly where you stand, you look at where her actions place you. If she wants you in her life, there will be effort. If she respects you, there will be consideration. If she values the connection, you will not need to drag basic communication out of her every week. And if she only becomes attentive when she senses you slipping away, be careful. A sudden increase in attention can mean she values you, but it can also mean she values the comfort of knowing you are available. Those are not the same thing. This is why you do not immediately hand everything back the moment she sends, "Hey, stranger," or suddenly starts liking your posts, calling late at night, asking why you have changed, or acting affectionate after days of distance. You stay grounded. You respond according to what you genuinely want, but you do not abandon your standards because your emotions become excited. Let her actions build trust again. Let consistency answer the questions attraction cannot. You do not punish her for the past, but you also do not pretend the past never happened. This is where men transform the entire situation. Instead of using silence as a trick to regain a woman's attention, you use the space to regain authority over your own life. You build days that do not depend on her mood. You create routines that make you stronger. You keep promises to yourself. You handle your responsibilities before checking whether she has replied. You stop treating your phone like a machine that decides whether today is a good day. Think about how much stronger your life becomes when one woman's message cannot determine your confidence. Think about how differently you carry yourself when you know that losing someone who doesn't meet your standards is not the end of your life. That is the inner position you are building. You cannot control whether she chooses you, but you can become a man who refuses to betray himself just to keep being chosen. And once she sees that, she understands that her place in your life is not protected by history, attraction, beauty, promises, or the amount of emotion you once had for her. Her place is protected by how she treats the connection now. That will sound harsh to anyone who benefits from you having weak boundaries. But healthy relationships require two people who both understand that love doesn't cancel accountability. If she wants a meaningful place beside you, she has to act like that place matters. If she repeatedly treats you as temporary, you stop offering permanent loyalty. If she gives confusion, you do not spend months translating it into hope. If she disappears and returns whenever she wants, you do not keep the door permanently open simply because you miss her. Your life is not a waiting room for someone deciding whether you're worth choosing. And this is where the deepest shift happens. While she questions her place in your life, you begin questioning whether she deserves that place at all. That question changes the balance inside you, because you stop viewing her as the prize you are terrified to lose and start viewing the relationship as something both people must qualify for through character, consistency, respect, and effort. You still care. You still have emotions. You simply refuse to let those emotions overrule what her behavior keeps showing you. That is self-command. That is how silence turns confusion into clarity, and that clarity becomes the beginning of a life where you no longer beg anyone to recognize the value of having you in it. Number 5, she sees your strength. She sees your strength when your silence does not collapse the moment she gives you a little attention again, because this is where your real discipline is tested. She sends a casual message after days of distance, suddenly watches everything you post, becomes warmer, asks why you are quiet, or gives you just enough affection to see whether she still has the same access to you. And the old version of you wants to rush back because part of you has been waiting for that moment. But you do not let temporary emotion make permanent decisions for your life. You slow down and observe. You ask yourself whether her behavior actually changes, or whether she simply notices that your attention is no longer guaranteed. There is a difference between a woman wanting you and a woman wanting proof that she can still have you whenever she chooses. Learn that difference, because it will save you months of confusion. If she ignored your needs when you were available, but suddenly becomes interested when you become silent, do not immediately call that love. Watch what happens after she receives your attention again. Does she remain consistent? Does she communicate clearly? Does she respect your time? Does she bring effort without needing another period of distance to wake her up? This is where you judge actions instead of becoming intoxicated by words. Your silence is not designed to control her. It teaches you to control yourself. You cannot decide what she thinks about you, but you decide what behavior receives access to your life. That principle changes everything. You stop sending emotional paragraphs because she acts cold. You stop checking your phone every few minutes. You stop treating her mood as an emergency you must solve. You stop abandoning your work, sleep, training, friendships, and purpose because one woman becomes uncertain about you. Ask yourself something uncomfortable. If her attention disappears tomorrow, does your direction disappear with it? If the answer is yes, this situation is exposing exactly where you need to grow. Build a life that remains strong whether she stays or leaves. Keep your promises to yourself when nobody is watching. Control your response when your emotions demand action. Accept what you cannot control without begging reality to become different. When she sees that you can care about her without depending on her, she sees a man whose peace is not available for anyone to play with. And whether she respects that, dislikes it, returns or walks away becomes secondary, because the greatest change is happening inside you. You are no longer asking, how do I make her choose me? You are asking, does the way she treats me deserve a place in the life I am building? That question puts your dignity back where it belongs. Your silence then becomes more than the absence of words. It becomes proof that you can lose attention without losing direction, lose access to her without losing yourself, and walk forward without needing a woman who treats you as optional to suddenly confirm your worth. If you are serious about changing the way you handle women, relationships, silence, boundaries, and your own emotions, don't let this become another video that inspires you for 10 minutes before you return to the same patterns. The Stoic Relationship Blueprint course gives you the deeper system to put these principles into action and rebuild the way you carry yourself. And if you prefer learning at your own pace, you can still get the ebook or audiobook, giving you lasting access to this knowledge whenever you need to reset your mind, strengthen your standards, or remember who you are becoming. If you're ready to get the book, comment, "I choose strength." The links are in the comments, and the longer you wait, the longer the same habits get another chance to control your life. Start now, because the man you become from here depends on what you choose to do with what you just learned.